Hello. Tonight on day 8, we're going to talk a little bit about writing without a net. If you like to do that the way I like to do that, where I just start writing and see where the story takes me, there's just a few things that I kind of employ when I'm going that route. One of them is that when I reach a fork in the road, say I could go one of a few different directions, and I'm not quite sure which path I want to follow, I usually make a list of all of the pros and cons of going down road number 1, all the pros and cons of going down road number 2, and so forth. And then I'll choose the one that has the most possibilities, i.e., the most opportunities to branch off for more growth. If I can look ahead and see that there's only a few ways that I can take the story, if I go that direction, and then that I'll hit a dead end at that point, then I know I need to take the other path, which then you can kind of flesh that out, because there's still things that you can't see, but at least it's like in a chess game. If you can see that you've got more possibilities if you take one move over another, then usually that's the better move to make. So that's the first thing that I like to do. The second is that I often just stop and let the characters speak to me. That sounds a little crazy, but I'll start out with a basic idea of where I'm headed. I'll get my characters, I'll get my scene set up. It's typically a scene that just comes to me, and then I'll sit with that and let it tell me where to go and just start writing in that direction. Hence my term, writing without a net. I find I just wanted to share with you why I like to do it that way. Number one, it's more fun because it's more interactive. There's a creative dialogue that happens when you do that. Number two, your writing will sound more organic. There's a storytelling magic at work when you write like that. It's almost as if you know anything about the art of storytelling, it's on the fly in a lot of cases. They'll start out typically with a story that has been told a million times, but then they'll riff off of it. So you probably have a similar type of situation where you've got an idea for a story, and more than likely it resembles a story from the past. But you take that and then you riff off it yourself. And a lot of times you've got enough elements there that you can feel your way through, but the story has a life of its own. And if you have a really tightly armatured outline for your book, you don't leave a lot of room for changes. It might be a little bit more of a rigid experience for you. So I will bring out my logician in the end, and I will structure it all. Otherwise it can be very wandering and doesn't seem to have a point. But in the beginning, I really like to let the story tell itself, and then I'll shape it later and pull it into a narrative that's got a little more direction. But anyway, that's my tip for today, and that is to try writing without a net if you have traditionally kept yourself in a very strict outline, and see what that does for your creativity. I love it. That's how I like to work. So if that's not something that you typically do, try it out and see how that affects your creativity and the flow of your narrative.